you be my sugar free? Now maybe you're the type to send to a kind of things like Gucci and Versace and diamond rings. See, I'm the type of guy that just like to swing. See, you got the cash, still got flash. Baby, let's do this flame. What's your flavor? You got me all up in your curves. How much I crave you. You flipped the script, you got me whipped. All I need is just one sip. You want me, said you got what I need now. They so sexy, sweet, knock me off my feet now. You want me, said you got what I need, child. Sexy lady, won't you be my sugar free? You the one for me, got the what I need. They so sexy, knock me off my feet, girl. You the one for me, you got what I need, girl. Sexy lady, won't you be my sugar free? Oh yeah, give me that sexy sweet, knock me off my feet now. On my feet now, give me that sip it, yeah. Love is so good to eat now. So good to eat now. Give me that sexy sweet, sexy sweet, sexy. You the one for me, you got what I need, baby. It's so sexy sweet, knock me off my feet, girl. You the one for me, you got what I need, baby. Sexy lady, won't you be my sugar free? Yeah, the one for me, you the one I need. It's so sexy sweet, with the beat, you the one for me, you want me. Sexy lady, won't you be my sugar free?
Okay, there's one of my favorite songs if anybody's ever been here to the studio. Chris Rouse with Honey. I just love that song. So it's now time for the Magnetic Marketing Moment with your marketing magnet, Jeanette Burke. And we've got a special guest today, Marc Gordon here from Forward Marketing. And we're talking about customer service. Right, Jeanette?
Yes, we are.
All right.
So I'm going to let Marc introduce himself a little bit. He's a colleague and a friend. And so tell us a little bit about Forward Marketing and what you do. And also, you are the host of Marc TV, so let us hear a little bit about that.
Sure. Well, I just want to start by saying that Jeanette and I, we've known each other for, wow, 10, 15 years?
At least.
At least. So there's going to be some good banter here because I know Jeanette won't put up with anything I say she disagrees with. So she'll let me have it
well,
for sure.
Well, we're two marketing professionals, so we're going to have a good conversation.
That's right. And as Jeanette said, we are both marketing consultants. There's a little bit of overlap in what we do, but we both approach, I guess, similar situations or similar clients in different styles. And that's what makes, one company different from another. So with regards to Marc TV is my online show, much different than Liquid Lunch. It's basically a business show. I'm the host of it. Occasionally we have guests. In fact, a future guest will be your very own Jeanette Burke.
Thanks.
And it's been called the most offensive business show on the web. And it's pretty wild. So if you get a chance, check it out at marktv.net. It's Marc with a C. And
it is pretty wild. I mean, some of your segments are really unique. I really special. He covered something on the G20, risked his life doing it. Something with a spoof with George Clooney.
That's right, George Clooney owed me money.
Tell
You'll
us
have
a little
to
bit
check
about
on that
your
one.
segments. How they're really unique. So tell us.
Well, what we try to do is deliver a lesson. Every episode, at some point during the episode, there's a lesson, something to be learned, whether it be about marketing or customer service or sales or really anything relating to business that people can take and apply. But I like to deliver it in a way, in a format that keeps you entertained, that keeps it interesting. So, for example, the episode with George Clooney owing me money, you'll have to get all the lessons from it by watching it. But basically, it talks about who to give credit to and how to decide if and when you should give credit to certain clients and how to kind of filter them and decide,
That's
that they deserve some credit, but
Yeah.
you know, you don't want to be hung out to dry either.
Yeah.
We have an upcoming episode this coming week, which was filmed from the Toronto Medicinal Marijuana and Hemp Expo. And that's going to be a great episode talking about, you know, it was a great show. Oddly enough, everyone was so relaxed and nice and polite. And I
maybe a little
yeah,
smoke
everyone was so happy. It was
Shouldn't they be
great.
in jail, those lawbreakers?
Well, they were all there for medicinal purposes. So
Okay.
they got in through the loophole there.
All right.
But it's going to be a great show.
Okay, so anyway, today we're both going to weigh in on the subject of customer service. So I like to get the conversation rolling by just saying, you know, customer service, and I'm sure you'll agree, is an essential marketing tool, and it's so simple, and it's really like zip out cost, takes nothing to do it, yet so many business owners fail to employ it. And what's your take on that? Like, why do they do that?
Well, you're right. It is a great marketing tool, and it does come at basically a zero cost. The problem is so many businesses see it as a cost because when they think of customer service, they think of the customer service counter, where there will be lineups around the block of people returning items they don't like. And that's not always the case. And even if it is the case, I mean, obviously you have to look at why that's happening. But generally speaking, customer service is a great opportunity for you to kind of flex your business muscles and show your clients that you are the real deal, that you stand behind what you believe in. And when they see that, that's what keeps them coming back. Anybody can make that first initial sale, but to get that second sale, that third, and so on to the same person, and then have that person tell their friends and so on, well, that's something, you know, that's a real accomplishment.
You know, you're making me think that the customer service is really where the company meets the customer. That's
Absolutely.
the interface between the company and its customers. So that's a very important.
Well, because customer service is all about relationship building, and like Mark said, you can sell anything to anybody once if you're a good salesperson, but if you want to sell them again, it's all gonna depend on your approach to customer service and how effective you are at building a relationship.
Yeah.
And just to speak about what you were saying about the lineups and what have you, I can see that from a retail perspective. But customer service also applies to service-oriented businesses. And I think a lot of service-oriented businesses forget that because they think they're already delivering a service and that they don't need to go beyond that. And I guess I disagree with that. What's your thoughts, Mark?
Yeah, customer service in a service industry is probably more key than in a retail business because retailers are more dependent, I guess, on the product that they sell. So there's a little bit of a disconnect. I mean, if you go to a store, you buy a product you don't like, the customer service could be great, but you're still going to return the product. It has nothing to do with the store. But if you're a service-oriented business, someone like what you and I do, or a plumber, or an electrician, or any trade, or any service, I mean, that's all you have is your customer service. You have no product to fall back on. People won't say, well, I didn't like dealing with that person, but the product was so great, I'll buy from them again. There's no product. It's just you.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think that's increasingly true, though, too, as the economy evolves and more people are entrepreneurial and on their own as their own business, that they have to think about that customer service always because that's really what
More
they
so.
are. It's their personal brand.
More so,
Absolutely.
because the competition in service-based businesses is getting higher and higher and higher. It's increasing all the time, and really, what is going to make you stand out is how you deal with your customers and how much service you're willing to give them beyond, what you have to offer, your initial offering.
Okay.
So let's sort of get into some of the things we could do to increase that relationship and to provide better customer service.
Because we got 8 things, right?
We have 8. We'll try and cover all 8 if we have time.
Let's try to get through all 8 in the next few minutes. So what's the first one, Jeanette?
I think the very first one is to listen to your customers. Isn't it frustrating when somebody's trying to explain a problem to you and you're really not paying attention? It makes them infuriated.
Sorry, I missed that. Sorry, Jeanette. I'm just kidding. Yes, you're right. You're right. Listening is important. Yes, listening is very important. You know what the problem I find, though, is beyond businesses listening to their customers, you got to have a customer who's willing to stand up and complain or say something or say they have an issue. And regretfully, we live in a world where people often won't come to you and say, you know, Jeanette, there was something I wasn't happy with, or this, that, whatever. Instead, they won't say anything to you, and they'll go and they'll Twitter it to, you know, a few hundred people. You know, so I do believe it's a two-way street. It's up to, and I would say this to all your viewers who are just clients and customers or whatever, if you have a problem with a business, go to that business and say you have a problem. You know, don't just turn the other cheek and grumble about it, as most Canadians do, or, you know, just say, I'm not going to talk to them, but I'll Twitter about it, and I'll post it on Facebook, and I'll tell the world.
10 people that I'm not happy, and they'll tell 10 people. But, you know, I agree with that statement, but I also think